Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and former Democrat Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard just tore the doors off Kamala Harris. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, guys, go ahead. It's in the lower right-hand corner. Take a look at the address. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. Come visit us, hit subscribe, absolutely free. It really helps us out. Tulsi Gabbard was speaking to Sean Hannity this week when she pointed out how she took Kamala Harris apart in the 2020 presidential debate, and more importantly than that, how she did it. See, what she did was she highlighted Kamala Harris's record, a record that Kamala Harris will have to do a 180 on, has been trying to do a 180 on, if she has any prayer of getting elected. And she brought receipts with her. It wasn't just her words. She showed Kamala Harris in her own words, talking about having pride in the horrible things she did. And it was something to behold, because Tulsi Gabbard is famous for knocking down Kamala Harris. I think she would have made a good vice presidential pick if it wasn't J.D. Vance. I want you to watch what she has to say here and the receipts she brings with her, and let me know what you think in the comments.
Tulsi Gabbard's a former Hawaii congresswoman. She sat on the House Homeland Security Committee. She has debated Harris as well. Good morning to you. And that debate is one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you on here. Before I get into the whole border policy thing, I just want to play this clip of you on stage with Kamala Harris from, I guess it's 4 or 5 years ago now, and ask you a very specific question about this exchange. Roll it here.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
I am proud of that work, and I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
So that was quite the moment, July of 2019. You gave an interview to the AP saying all you had to do was Google that information.
Yeah.
And that you were surprised that her comeback was not more effective. What do you mean by that?
Well, she really didn't have a comeback. I think she revealed in that debate the same thing that I think her campaign handlers are worried about right now is, Kamala Harris is an empty suit. They are trying to create this new version of Kamala Harris to match what their pollsters are telling them so she can say whatever she needs to say to try to win over voters, which is the most offensive thing, I think, because they think we're so stupid as to forget what her record actually is. And so, in 2019, very simply, I confronted her with her hypocrisy, how what she said was very different than what she actually did. And she had no answer for it. She had no explanation. She didn't even try to own or justify what her actions were. And that's going to be the key thing here for voters as we head into this election is, Kamala Harris will say whatever she thinks she needs to say. We have to pay attention to her actions because on every single major issue, you will see that same kind of hypocrisy that I pointed out in 2019, where she'll say one thing, but her record tells a very, very different story.
Well, she's got 3.5 weeks to straighten it out because that's when the debate is on September 10th. Here's another issue that you're talking about here, Axios. When she was running for president in 2019, she was for decriminalizing illegal border crossings. No more, she has backed off. And that's just one of the issues now, okay? And here is Harris in her own words on border policies.
I am not in favor of decriminalizing or not having consequence for. We have to keep. Let me just be very clear. We have to have a secure border. But I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminal. We've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work it is doing. And we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
I want to know, when you become president, would you be committing to close immigration detention centers?
Absolutely, on day one. On day one.
You need to do a 180 on all of this now, Tulsi. And the only way you can effectively do it is if you have the media in your back pocket.
which she does. She has the mainstream propaganda media helping her, collaborating with her. Frankly, they should be reported for these in-kind contributions they are making to her campaign, because they are doing her work for her. They're trying to claim that she was not the border czar after all, even though there are many, many clips of them saying, well, she was in fact the border czar. I think, you know, so many of those clips she may try to say, oh, well, that was back then, that was back in 2019. The problem that she has to reckon with is the fact that her actions, her positions, and lack of action and failures for that matter as vice president match very directly with what she was saying in 2019. She really does believe in open borders. They really do believe in allowing millions of illegal immigrants to come across our borders, flood our communities. They really do believe in making sure that they have over 10 million new future voters. So again, actions will speak louder than words. Kamala Harris is fake. She's a consummate politician. We've got to pay attention to her record as vice president.
We will watch together and see how she does on all of that. Tulsi Gabbard, thanks for coming on today.